guys, and welcome to The Chic Life, where we talk about how to raise your frequency so you can live your dream life with ease, flow, and abundance. Today I want to talk about 5 ways that you can actually follow through on your goals in 2020. Now, I don't know if you saw the IGTV video that I just posted about how you don't need more motivation. What you actually need is self-discipline. But that's a fun little video if you want some tough love or a bit of motivation. I hope you can check that out. And in that video, I share a question that I like to ask myself, which is, do you want results or do you want excuses? This is a question I ask myself a lot. I encourage you to ask yourself the same, especially if you're going after some big goals in 2020, and I hope you are. I picked up an exercise that I adapted from the book, The Magic of Thinking Big, and the exercise is this. You look at the 3 areas of your life where you're super successful, and you look at the 3 areas of your life where you're not as successful, and try to evaluate in the successful areas, do you have more follow-through, more ability to overcome any obstacles, and the less successful areas, do you find that you have more excuses? If you really ask yourself, if you really truly ask yourself, this is a hard one for me because even though I'm a super achiever and I like to be good at a lot of things, there are definitely areas of my life that I don't have everything figured out. And in those areas, oftentimes, unfortunately, I do have a lot of examples. I'm like, oh, but I couldn't do this because, well, like I said, I like to ask myself, do you want results or excuses? And so in those areas, I'm trying to do more follow through. So today I want to share with you 5 ways that you can follow through on your goals in 2020, and let's jump into it. So the first way that you can follow through on your goals is by scheduling it. So I find that I really follow through on what I'm trying to accomplish if I actually make sure that I have a designated time in my schedule and I treat it like it's something really important. So for example, as a former high school geek, school and therefore work have always been very important to me. At work at my 9 to 5, I would never come to a meeting late. I couldn't imagine coming to a meeting late, and I would never skip a meeting. But why is it sometimes with our fitness, for example, it's so easy for us to skip a workout? It's because we're not giving that same importance that we do to work as we do to our fitness. In terms of values, it's showing that work is more important to you than fitness. And I don't know if you've ever done one of those exercises where you write down, what your top values are and then where you spend the most time. That could be a good exercise for you to do as well. But yeah, schedule it and treat it with that same importance as other things that are super important in your life. I found that I actually wasn't treating things as important as work, and when I started thinking about it in that way and started giving that same importance to those things, it really did help me follow through on them. The second way that you can follow through on your goals is what I like to call compromise to commit. So, for example, if you want to go to the gym 3 days a week, and you want to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but Monday pops up and you're tired from work and you just want to sit on the couch and eat chips, or at least that's what usually happens to me, but you're thinking, but I'm supposed to do a workout today. If you're I even scheduled it, I'm supposed to go to the gym and do some strength training exercises at 6 p.m., then instead of skipping it all together, what I encourage you to do is compromise. This is something I personally like to do a lot. So if my intention to go to the gym is to do 3 sets of a particular exercise, I might do only 2 sets of that exercise or 1 set. What is really important with habit building is continuing the follow through of that habit. So even if you just go to the gym and you were to cycle for 5 minutes, I still think that's better than skipping the gym altogether, because it is working the muscle of you following through on your commitments in this area where it might be a little bit harder for you to follow through for whatever reason. So I find this is a way to maintain my goal, maintain the habit, while still making it achievable, because some days we are more tired, and so I also think it's important to listen to your body, but you do want to follow through on things. So compromise to commit. Think about how you can follow through on your commitment, but maybe do just a little bit less of it. Say you're working on a book and you were supposed to write for a 3-hour chunk. Could you do 1.5 hours? Could you do 1 hour? Because at least you'd be making forward progress. And I think forward progress is always the right way to go, rather than no progress at all. So the third way you can follow through on your goals in 2020 is by just taking the next step. Now, I think I heard this on a podcast interview and I cannot remember the source of it, so I apologize. If you know where this may have come from, I'd love for you to comment below. But the tip that I heard was that you just take the next step. So playing off of the gym example again, say you're supposed to go to the gym on Monday, but you're wanting to eat those chips and stay at home. What's the next smallest thing you can do that's gonna get you a step closer to the gym? Maybe that's putting on your socks. Maybe it's picking out your outfit. Just take that next step, then take another next step, then take another next step. As you start to take the steps towards the thing that you're supposed to do, you will find yourself more likely to keep up with it. So just keep taking one step closer, one step closer, one step closer until the next thing you know, you're at the gym. And then if you still need to, you can always do the compromise to commit that we just talked about. So if you're enjoying this video so far and you want some more success habits, definitely sign up for my free Mindset Makeover audio training. You can get instant access to that by using the link in the description box below. I think you'll really enjoy it, so definitely check it out. And moving on to step number 4 for following through on your commitments, the next thing you can do is make it cost. So I remember when I was in New York City and I was going to lots of different fitness classes, I was on ClassPass, and if you sign up for a class and then wanted to cancel it within 24 hours, they would actually charge you a fee. So a lot of times, even just this little fee would actually keep me following through on attending these classes. And I remembered I would be walking through rain, I'd be walking through snow, I'd be walking through ice and thinking, what am I doing going to this dance class in this kind of weather? And I'm like, well, I don't want to pay that $15 though. And anyways, it's relatively easy to get around New York, but this financial commitment was the only thing I needed to overcome lots of things that would normally have made me not want to follow through on my commitment. So even if you're not signed up for a class pass or you don't sign up for a gym where there's some sort of financial commitment, you can always make a pact with a friend and commit to them. You're gonna exercise 3 times a week, and if you miss any of them, you're gonna give them $10, $20, however much money you want to make it financially impact you. That's like giving away a couple lattes or whatever is really something that you want to spend your money on. Maybe it's like 5 quartz crystals. The point is there is a financial ramification to you skipping out on your goal. This is something that really keeps me motivated, and I think it will help you as well. And I know we're talking a lot about gym, but I hope you understand that this is something you can apply to all habits in your life. I'm a big believer in taking massive action towards your dream life. So if you are reaching towards a dream life, there are probably a lot of different areas where you're trying to pick up new habits and new skills. And so these can be applied to anything that you're working towards in terms of going after your dream life. Now on to the 5th and final way to follow through with your goals, at least for this video. I'm sure there are a lot of other ways, and if you know of other ways, please do leave them in a comment below. But the 5th way I like to recommend to you is to grow into it. So a problem that I see from a lot of people is that they want to take on this new habit. Say it's January 1, you've made a resolution that you're gonna go to the gym, and you're like, I'm gonna go to the gym every day. Well, very rarely have I actually seen anyone successfully go from going 0 times a day to the gym to 7 days a week at the gym. So what I like to do instead is take a more gradual approach and grow into it. So if ideally you wanna go 7 days a week, then maybe start out just going 1 day a week until you can successfully maintain that habit, and then up it to 2, and then up it to 3. Or you can even create a program for yourself where you literally just increment by 1 every week and grow into this habit. Starting out small and making it achievable will make you feel successful early on and will make you more likely and more interested in continuing with this commitment. Whereas if you were to say, I'm gonna go to the gym 7 days a week, and all of a sudden you're going 0 times a week, you're gonna feel like a total failure, and nobody wants that. The best way for you to follow through on your habits and go after those goals is by making yourself feel successful and setting yourself up for that success. It really is difficult to go from 0 to 60 when you're doing any habit. So do give yourself grace and consider maybe you want to grow into it. So like I said, if you have any success habits for following through on goals, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And do consider signing up for that free training because it's a really good one and I think you'll like it a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving this a thumbs up and subscribing because that would really mean a lot to me and help support my channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.